My name is Jamie Fitzpatrick. I'm from Burlington, Ontario, Canada. I've been a coach since January 2015. My brother and I started a pet store, actually, what we would have called more of a dog lifestyle store. And people loved the concept, and we started franchising it out. An amazing thing came out of it. It was my wife and our family, and that actually came out of owning the store. So the very first store that we opened, this girl used to run by our store every morning. And then one night, we walked into this pub, and it was a group of us, and I kind of looked over, and I saw Kim, and I just beelined over to her, and we started talking. And then we actually realized that, oh, you're run by the store, and you're that person there. And when my wife Kim and I got married, I think we probably had our first 8 or 9 franchisees at our wedding. And if you can imagine, then 2-3 years later down the road, you're getting into battles with these people because we didn't agree with what they were doing, and then they didn't agree with what we were doing. Like a lot of companies, we brought on business partners with different vision, and it quickly started to go sideways. Once it starts to get litigious and the lawyers are making the money, it went downhill really fast, and it was just an incredibly stressful time for myself, my wife. We just had a newborn baby, and my wife can attest to you, I was probably not the easiest person to live with. I was miserable. I was under this enormous amount of stress that I didn't know how to deal with. I'd stay up till 2 in the morning drinking and eating, and it was easier at night to medicate with the alcohol and the food. It was much easier to do that than to face what was going on. Hard to admit, but probably in a depressed state, gotten up to about 240 pounds. I probably had a few nights where I was like, I don't know if I can keep doing this to myself. And Kim tried to support me. She would ask me, can you maybe start to exercise and get out of this funk? Because when Kim met me, I was really active, happy. She probably wasn't proud of me, and that's hard to take when your wife that you've entrusted everything with feels that way. I literally was watching an infomercial one night. P90X infomercial came on. I know it's a cliche story, people say that, but for me, I was watching it, and I ordered the program. It came in the mail. I think I went out and got some weights, looked at the nutrition plan and stuff. It was a coping mechanism. I replaced all the food and the alcohol with the exercise. Once I was in it a week, I knew this is you just start to feel better. The hormones start to kick in. That's the beautiful part of exercise, right? Is that you start to change up here more than physically. So probably about 90, 120 days after, I think I'd lost about 50 pounds at that point. I was a new dad. What else does your wife wants? A new father, just to be healthy and more than anything happy. And she started, that spark starts to come back in your life, and you start to wake up and actually be a productive human being. I'd say about middle of 2014, I think I discovered the coaching opportunity. My sister-in-law had talked about it. Both Kim and I were fans of the product. We were customers for 5, 6, 7 years before I even knew about coaching. I knew right away this was something that I thought I could be pretty good at. I Googled top coach in Canada, which is crazy thinking that now. And yeah, Miguel came up, and I emailed him, and he called me back within about 30 seconds. He said, yeah, you sounded serious. And I was. The first thing I did was on Facebook. I made a post. I called it my why post, about why I was coaching, where I'd come from, what I'd dealt with in the past in my company. I wanted to make people feel the same way I felt now and make that change, and I was looking for 5 to 10 people to take under my wing to help them in my first accountability group. And that was the first post that sort of launched it all. I remember that first 6 to 12 months. Worked really, really hard. I've been working really hard since, but if you love it, it's not that hard work. Hard work's relative. Kim and I both have good corporate paying jobs. The beautiful part of coaching is you can put in as much time as you want or as little time as you want, and you're gonna get out exactly what you put in. We wanted one of us to at least be home more for the kids, because that was really important for us. And Kim basically resigned from her corporate job to come home because we were financially able to. That was a cool moment for us, to be able to bring her home from a great paying corporate job. Well, I think we had a little cry about that on the night she handed that in and stuff. So yeah, that was amazing. I have a goal probably within the next 6 months to quit my full-time job and do this full-time.
Good morning, Facebook family.
We've got 100 people in our accountability group that watch what Kim and I do every day, and we post live on social media and live on Facebook. Then they see us working out every morning. I know what it's like to feel awful. Like I know what it's like in their position. We made sure that that accountability group that they came in, we spent most of our time on making sure that when they came out of that accountability group at the end, they simply felt better about who they were and the direction they were going in their life.